Get ready to save hours of work. With just a single prompt, you could create a simulation for ROS and Gazebo. Let me walk you through several examples and how to get started. So to get started, it's pretty easy. You just run this command to install Drift, and you just type Drift, and this window will pop up. You could install ROS, Jazzy, and Gazebo Harmonic by just typing it in the terminal. And here we'll create a simulation of a 7DOF robotic arm. You can see it's going to analyze your request, start doing the planning, go through several steps. It shows you everything that is thinking and planning. And then you have to give it some permissions to execute. And finally, you can see it runs through everything and we have our robotic arm. So here's another example, pick and place robot simulation. You can see again, it does all the planning, goes through all the steps. And you can see, here we go, a pick and place simulation with blocks on the table. And next up, create a simulation of a 6DOF robotic arm on a table. So because previously it was on the floor, I specifically told it to be on a table. You can see now it's on the table, except it has wheels. So how do we fix it? So I'm going to say, tell it exactly how to do the base. And you can see it's going to go through everything again, thinking through the process. And here we go. We have an arm on a table and not a base with wheels on the table. So it understood everything. I can even tell it to move, like you see right here. Lots of the different things it can do. So now I have a 3-joint robot arm. Now I want to see it in RViz. Let's go ahead and run that. And you can see, here we go, a 3DOF robotic arm. You control the sliders, move all the joints. The thing is, it doesn't have a gripper. So the next thing we want to add is a gripper to it. You can also make it move in different poses. So this, we're going to use a joint state slider GUI publisher. So we could control the actual sliders for the gripper. There's these frames we have to remove. So what I'm going to do is just uncheck the transforms. And you can see right here, just the right and left fingers, they can make it open and close. So lots of different things you could add. You could modify your different simulation environments, add more complexity. So we can even put this on a base, a mobile base. So put the robot arm on a mobile base. You could see it run through all the steps again. And after a few steps, you can see, here we go. The robot arm is now on a base. So now we could create a robot arm with 3 joints in Gazebo because we were looking at it in RViz. So here it goes through the steps again. And here we go, a 3DOF robotic arm in Gazebo. So lots of different options you could set up. We could even have more complicated ones. So create one on a conveyor belt, which is the one I'm running here. You can see there's a conveyor belt set up. Even though the arm is in the middle, sometimes you have to give it some prompt refinement to make it better. Here I have 3 arms instead. You can see it got set up correctly. And now I created a robot simulation with a mobile base and a navigation path with a maze. You can see it created a maze for me. So lots of different things you can do. This one, you might have to give it some prompt to fix it to make sure the maze is all consecutive. But this one, you could have a robot in a kitchen. So this is another example. We didn't specify what type of robot, so it gave us a tiny little round robot here that has like a camera. So I told it to change it to a 6DOF robotic arm. You can see, here we go, we have a robotic arm on the table now. So sometimes your prompt needs to be more specific to get more specific things. This one is going to be inside a robotic cell with 6-axis robotic arms inside. This might be more practical in automation type setting. You can see right here, we have the 3 robot arms ready. So this was pretty good. It worked as expected. And if we zoom in a little bit, you could kind of see a close-up of the joint configuration. So at this point, you might be wondering exactly what files were created using Drift. So here, this was the last example. We created a robotic cell. So they made a workspace for us. They follow the correct ROS structure, having the build, install, log, and source folders. Inside the source, you can see we have our robotic cell package. We have our config, include, launch, source, URDF. We have our world files and some JSON, CMake list, and package.xml. So you could go inside here and look at each one. So normally all of this stuff might take hours to set up, but in just less than 10 minutes, I was able to get all these files. And you could even have the Drift software make specific modifications. Like let's say you wanted another node to do some trajectory planning. Let's say you have your launch file and you wanted to launch another node like plot juggler. You could prompt it to make these changes if you wanted to. And you can see it created an entire URDF file for robotic cell here. We also have our 6-axis robotic arm URDF file. So all of this stuff would have taken a lot of time to do manually. Or if you were to prompt like each specific file, that would take a lot of time too, but you can see thousands of codes just generated in, a matter of time. This one right here, we have a world file too that Gazebo uses. So you could go through this. And even though this is a tool where, you could set up everything yourself, but you could also, if you're comfortable, you could go in here and modify yourself too, just as you normally would. The main part I want to emphasize is that you're really focusing on saving time setting all of this up. Now, if you come here to the Drift docs, you could read through some of the recommendations in terms of what you need to get started. So they have a couple of different supported versions, Ubuntu 20, 22, and 24. And you can see it runs mostly on Ubuntu and Mac OS. Right now, it doesn't really support Windows, so that's one thing to keep in mind. They tell you the steps on how to install it and launch it, which I went over in the beginning. But just make sure you can follow these steps if you're getting started and want some reference. There's also some useful / commands you could run, like you could do help, PS to show background processes, version, update, clear, and exit. Under the command reference here, they also have some really nice examples of different prompts you could use. So here, create differential drive robot with a LiDAR and camera, create 6-axis manipulator with a gripper, create a warehouse environment, set up pick and place simulation. You can also modify by doing things, for example, add a LiDAR sensor to my robot at position 0, 0, 0.3 and rebuild. Add IMU and update launch file, change gripper to a suction cup, add obstacles to my world. You could tell it to launch things instead of typing it out. You could say launch my robot in Gazebo, create a launch file that starts Gazebo, spawns my robot, and bridges the command velocity. You can also inspect things like what topics is my robot publishing, echo the LiDAR scan data, and so on. You can also tell it to build my workspace and fix any errors, what went wrong with the last build. So there's a lot of different things you could do. You can also debug. There's a lot of references that you can refer to here. So this is a great resource if you're getting started and don't quite know how to prompt Drift properly. These are a lot of different things that you can try out for yourself. There's also a FAQ here to answer some of your commonly asked questions. So make sure to check it out if you get stuck at any parts. And if you're new here, my name is Kevin. Been doing robotics and AI for 10 plus years and have lots of resources on my channel. I also have a YouTube's membership called the Robotics Builders, where you get to see a lot of behind the scene videos for my robotic projects. You can see right here, these are some example members only videos that I have available right now. And if you're looking to get started in robotics and AI, make sure to check out my Master's Robotics and AI bundle, as well as my Robotics Projects bundle, link down below.